Hello, fellow pickers and stuff lovers. Welcome to our haul for the 14th of June. Here's a collection of stuff we got at garage sales last weekend, estate sales, and a few things we found at thrift stores over the past maybe couple of weeks. There's a lot more to show you. I mean, from last weekend's sales, this is maybe a quarter of what we picked up, but you know, I don't want the video to be 2-hour long video, so I thought I would go with this and tell you some stories that happened along the way, and just a lot of interesting things that we heard and found out about. And to start with, the estate sale we went to was run by this company we really like. They do really good deals, and they usually have estate sales at houses where, you know, it's not a mansion, not everything is really important art pieces that are $250, where I'm going, this is just not for us. So that's always fun. There's real stuff to look at. They had these rather lovely mid-century modern 1960s maybe glasses. I think they're highballs. They're not signed, unfortunately, so we weren't sure about getting them at first, but we thought, oh, she gave us such a good deal that it was worth it. Basically, we paid $12 for 4 of these, 7 of these 2 Bibles, the coasters, this little figurine, and a little journal for myself, which is unheard of. Well, I mean, not unheard of, you know, but I mean, spectacular savings. It's just, it comes down to less than $1 a piece. Some of these things are quite nice. So I just thought that's fun. That really gives you the freedom to buy some stuff and sort it out later. And, you know, if it's something you only get $10 on, you don't feel bad about it. These are another story. They are signed. There's a little signature here, and probably it will be too small to pick up, but it's Paul Press. And if you ever see Paul Press in Barware, it's a very good name. It's very collectible. I think I saw a bunch of these, like maybe 12, maybe more, I'm not sure, but they sold for something like $100. The exception was that they were turquoise and gold. That might be a little bit more popular, but we should be able to make some money out of, you know, we paid basically $5 for 7 of them. So that's going to be a fun thing to look forward to and see where it goes. Little Bible was interesting to me because it's an active service edition. So someone in the military, World War II, got this, and that's it. It was given to them. There's even a nice inscription here, 1945. So that was fun. This one is just a regular old Bible from 1932. It was presented in 1932, and has nice little prayer cards and that sort of thing, and we'll see how that goes. I just I feel privileged to have a reason to handle these things and look at them and own them for a little bit, because I get to see all of these presentation messages and these names, and I feel connected to these people's lives, and a little part of it, I get a glimpse of it, and that's a lot of fun. Been trying to pick up some coasters now and then. I know Thrifty Teresa does well with coasters, and we'll see. This I looked up. Cloverleaf doesn't seem to make a buck really, but it was made in the UK. You know, I thought it's not made here. People might be more attracted to that. It's still in the package. We'll see. It's fine. It was 12 bucks for everything. It's perfectly fine. Here's the gnome. I thought quite beautifully put together. And that's from 1979, Unibeck or Unibach. Not sure how you pronounce it. These don't seem to go for that much, but you might get, you know, 10 to 20, something like that. An interesting little thing. The service Bible, I saw one go for about $16. So that would be fun to share that with someone. At a garage sale the week before, we picked up at one garage sale this little Sony recorder. Sony is always a good brand to pick up. And we picked it up for about $2. I think it probably can go from, you know, 12, 15, somewhere around there. That's not a bad buy for something that you didn't pay a lot for. And then sometimes you get surprises because you're not sure what the thing is, but you pick it up because it's so cheap. Sony, and I believe we paid $5 for this, is an audio recorder. So it's a recorder that uses mini discs. When we looked it up online, I think it was something like it sells regularly for about 50, you know, somewhere thereabouts. So that was a nice little surprise because we thought $5, electronics, Sony, something that obviously has a few gizmos and does something maybe a little different. We'll see where it goes. It's got to be at least, you know, 15, 20, and it turns out it's closer to 50. It's in its case, you know, has some value to it. We saw this in its case, which is a Pentax, just in case I didn't remember, lens, which again I think we got for a few dollars. I don't know, it was $1, and it needs to be adjusted and lubricated and serviced and all of these good things, but it can go for about $50. So that was a very good opportunity, and it's a good thing my husband knows about these things. Then the past weekend, kind of rainy looking, and sure enough, at some point it starts raining. And we're thinking, you know, it's around 2 in the afternoon and there won't be that much left. And well, but you know, we're warriors like you. We believe in persevering. So we went to the sales we could find because we're like, well, I don't know, maybe they're still there, maybe there's stuff. Well, it turned out there was stuff. A kind lady, as I approached the table, started saying, $1 for anything on the 2 tables. So I started looking around in panic because there were already things I was interested in. Things that I thought, well, this is vintage, this is different. I wonder how much this is. But at $1, there were other people there. So I started thinking, I have to pick up as many things as I like as quickly as possible because they might be taking some of these home and I at least want to look at them. So for $1, I got this jug, which is Canteen Longarotti. This turns out to be a vineyard, and so I'm thinking this was made in Italy. From what I understand, this place is in Italy, and you know, not of great value, obviously, kind of like a tourist thing. It's got a little crazing, but I thought, how fun, because someone might want this, having gone to that vineyard. It's charming. For $1, I thought this will be fun to try. This was $1. You might think, and as well it should be, because it's obviously very rough. However, I did really, really like the shape, the colors, the decoration on it, and there wasn't enough time to check on everything, to verify on eBay or anything like that. And I saw, and you won't see it here, but I saw it says made in England, sterling. I thought, what if this turns out to be an important factory? And, you know, maybe even in this state, it's still worth something. I'm going to pick that up. It turns out that I don't think so, but somebody might still find it charming and want it for, you know, $5 when we go to a flea market. This was also $1, and it's a cookie jar. Who doesn't love a cookie jar with fruit on it to make you think you're eating healthy stuff instead of cookies? It's in good condition. It says Japan, which means probably it's before 1950, I believe. And it was $1. I also picked this up on her table for $1. This is made in Portugal and has this S mark on it. If you ever encounter this, this is from a company called Secla, S-E-C-L-A. Unfortunately, that doesn't seem to be worth that much either, but we'll see what we can do with it because it's still a nice piece of porcelain. This I was particularly happy with because it's so vintage. It's so that kind of early 60s kind of feel to it. Says made in Italy. So somebody might be in the market for this. I was also very happy with this, which is Corningware. I will show you what I mean. Corningware. 10-cup coffee maker. This particular pattern, I don't know how well it will do. If you see Corningware with the little blue cornflower, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. This size coffee maker, they go from $40 to $50, like pretty much every time. So you want to pick that up. It's in good condition, clunk. And I've seen also some of the guts, just that go for $10 to $15. If ever I can't get what I want for this, I can always sell it for parts and make a little money. It was $1. But the most interesting find on that table was this jug, it turns out. I flipped it over and I saw this signature that said Elton. I'm there with my husband and going, you know, did someone make that in their basement? And he's looking at the signature too and deemed it a professional looking signature. It looked like a practiced signature, maybe something that was by an artist. And again, I thought it's $1. Okay, the only thing that hurts this thing is that it was repaired. This obviously came off at some point, unfortunately. Has this beautiful mix of colors, dark blues and greens, and this very detailed decoration. So we looked it up, and this is actually a very good thing. With the damage, I expect that we will get much less for it, but probably more than if it wasn't signed Elton. This is Eltonware. If you see something like this, you want to pick that up. Eltonware was made between 1881 to 1922, thereabouts. So we're talking about, the style really was arts and crafts, secessionist, from that time, around that turn of the century. It's supposed to look all organic and handmade and a little bit modern for the time. These in good conditions, or a good vase in good condition would be worth between $100 to $150. So my friends, I'm mighty happy that I picked this up and that we got to learn from it, and that we'll see, just, you know, someone might know a good place to restore this better than it is, and they might still want to give 40, 50, I don't know, I'll keep you posted. Really exciting, really exciting. So again, this was really exciting to be there at that sale, and I just felt like I didn't have enough hands, you know, because your hands are full, but you keep seeing stuff that you want. I mean, I kind of turned to her and said, you know, can I put this in a pile? And a good thing that she was free and she was happy to do that, and that's fine. Sometimes I don't know whether I should carry a bag, but then I don't want to seem like I'm stealing stuff. Anyways, it was amazing. Okay, we're back from a little break that we needed to take, and so now I get to share the rest with you. We picked up this teapot at a thrift store. I really liked it because I like that shimmer kind of quality to the design. When I looked it up, it's not something that was overly popular, but still, when I looked it up, I think it was like you could get 20 to 30, something like that on it. It's Monsoon, and by Denby, which I believe is British. I'm pretty sure about that. So that was fun. It's in good condition. I paid $4 for it. Also, people collect teapots, so that's always something to look into. At the estate sale we were discussing before, I also picked up this little basket for $2. It doesn't look like much, but what attracted me to it, and very, very hard to see for the camera, is that it's written here WMF. And that is a German factory. This design team was around the turn of a century, and they did a lot of lovely designs that are very arts and crafts, again, secessionists. And this is beaten copper, and I've seen it go for about $20. Some of that stuff is really popular, and some of it is the stuff made out of pewter sometimes, or even silver plate will go for, you know, $50, $80, $100, all depending what it is and what style it is. But yeah, I just think it's a lovely thing. I like it myself, and I'll be glad to sell that to someone and make a tidy profit. A few weeks ago on a weekend, we went to this sale. This older woman was having this sale. Her grandson was helping her, and right away I see on her porch this fan by Electro Home, and this is so like late 50s, I think that we looked it up to confirm it, but it's right around then. It works perfectly fine. It's the original cord, which is pink, just like its base, and the metal on it, the paint is still pretty good. We cleaned it up, and my husband really worked on cleaning it up, and it works. It's perfectly fine. That was $5. She priced these things really nicely. That was $5. Probably make, you know, 20 to 30 on that. I love vintage fans. I can never find them. And again, this was later in the afternoon. It's not necessarily true that you'll find all the good stuff at 7:30 a.m. Keep going. It's there. We picked up a little scale from the same place, made in US Zone, Germany, by FR. I'll have to do some research on that, but either way, I love the colors. These probably go again for, you know, 25 to 30, maybe a little more sometimes. Still works. At a garage sale, oh yeah, at this sale we found these two items. I was also lucky enough to find this charming girl, and she's a walking doll. She's from the 50s. There's lots of holes in her dress, but she's in good condition. I love her makeup, her hair, and I believe that's saran hair. I've seen another doll like this with original tags, so that's why I know some of this. It was my mom's doll, actually, but this one is a lot like my mom's doll. The thing that she has that my mom's doll didn't have is her original shoes. And how can I tell that they're original? First of all, I've seen similar shoes on dolls of that era. Second of all, they're basically paper, which you would have a lot of trouble taking off and putting back on. I'm pretty sure these shoes she came with. She's got her little socks. She's a walking doll, which means she would kind of turn her head when she's walking, and she's divine. I think she's very fairy tale-ish, and unfortunately, these don't seem to sell for much on eBay, but I'm sure someone, I mean, doll collectors are very present, and I've loved collecting dolls myself. I think she's a good example of what she is. And I paid $10 for her and may be able to get 20, maybe a little more. We went to a garage sale just this weekend where my husband noticed a few records, and we both agreed that this would be a good one to pick up. The Beatles. It's in excellent condition. The only thing condition-wise is the sleeve itself, but that's really not too bad. It's just kind of bent. And it was 50 cents. Because this is a Canadian edition, it can go from 30 to thereabouts, about $30. So that's an excellent thing. That's always fun to find. The last find that I will present you with was last weekend in the garage sales that we went to. My husband saw this. He kind of looked it up, you know, saw that everything was included, that it was still in the box, laser tag, 2 guns, 2 pairs of glasses, and the lady wanted $10 for it, which suited us fine. It goes for about $80. We've had a good time. We'll have more to show you, but we're hoping that you're getting out there and having a lot of fun yourself and finding things that you didn't think you would. So we will talk to you very soon, and you take it easy, have fun, find lots of interesting stuff.